Have you ever wondered why some people seem perfectly at peace walking through life alone? In a world that glorifies relationships as the pinnacle of happiness, it might seem counterintuitive, controversial. Evento suggests that singleness could be a path to a higher purpose. But for spiritually chosen individuals, this isn't just a choice, it's often a calling. Think about it. Society tells us that success is finding a soulmate, settling down, and building a life together. Yet, history is full of extraordinary individuals, Buddha himself being a prime example who stepped away from these norms to follow a deeper, more spiritual path. What if, instead of seeing singleness as a void to fill, we viewed it as a profound opportunity for growth, enlightenment, and alignment with our true purpose? This journey isn't about rejecting love or relationships. It's about embracing the idea that true wealth and abundance stem from within, not from external validation. For those brave enough to choose this path, singleness becomes a sacred space where the soul can flourish. And as you'll discover, it's a path rich with insights, opportunities, and spiritual prosperity. But how do you navigate this unconventional road when the world around you says otherwise? What lessons can we draw from ancient teachings and modern examples of spiritually aligned lives? By the end of this journey, you'll see singleness not as an absence, but as a powerful presence, a state of being where you are free to discover who you truly are. Society has long been a compass, pointing us toward milestones like marriage, career advancement, and parenthood as measures of success. But what if that path wasn't meant for everyone? Spiritually chosen individuals often feel a pull towards something deeper, purpose that defies traditional norms. It's not about rebelling, but about recognizing a higher calling. Picture a bird that chooses to fly above the trees while others nest. It's not arrogance, but alignment with its nature. For those on this unique journey, the pressure to conform can feel overwhelming. Think about the subtle remarks at family dinners or the quiet judgments when someone chooses a different path. But here is the thing. Spiritually guided individuals aren't aimless wanderers, they're architects of a profound design. Oprah Winfrey, for instance, has often spoken about her decision not to marry, attributing it to her focus on self-growth and contribution. When we talk about higher purpose, we're diving into the realm of spirituality, where fulfillment isn't found in checking off societal boxes. It's about exploring inner peace, cultivating abundance, and connecting with something greater than ourselves. Buddhism teaches us that life's ultimate aim is not external success, but inner enlightenment. Imagine living each day with the clarity of a monk, unburdened by societal expectations. Society's focus on material success often clashes with spiritual priorities. Marriage is celebrated as a rite of passage. But what about the quiet soul who finds fulfillment in solitude? Spirituality challenges us to rethink success. A single individual dedicating their time to mindfulness and spreading positivity might impact more lives than a traditional life partner ever could. Historical wisdom sheds light on this divergence. Buddha himself walked away from royal comforts and familial bonds to pursue enlightenment. His journey reminds us that some paths require detachment to fulfill a higher purpose. Modern-day seekers echo this. Think of thought leaders and changemakers who chose solitude to amplify their voices. Their prosperity isn't measured in riches, but in the lives they touch. This isn't to say society's path is wrong, it works for many, but it's not universal. The spiritually chosen often find themselves torn between cultural pressure and inner truth. They might face questions like, when will you settle down? But they know their destiny is not confined to a ring or a wedding. It's expansive, encompassing growth, wisdom, and service. Choosing spirituality over societal norms is like swimming upstream, but the reward is unmatched. It's freedom not just from expectations, but from the fear of missing out. The spiritually chosen see life as a canvas, painting with colors of mindfulness, purpose, and abundance. And when others look at their art, it sparks curiosity, even admiration. What drives this bold choice? That's where the journey into singleness begins. Singleness is often misunderstood as a void, but for the spiritually chosen, it's a gateway to profound transformation. Imagine a vast open field where you can plant seeds of growth without distractions. This isn't about avoiding relationships, but embracing the opportunity to deepen your connection with yourself and the universe. It's a space to cultivate clarity, purpose, and abundance. Many view singleness as a temporary stage, but what if it's a destination for some? Picture someone like Leonardo da Vinci, whose genius flourished in solitude. Singleness offers the gift of time to meditate, create, and align with your higher self. Spirituality thrives in these moments, as does the quiet joy of self-discovery. There's also immense freedom in this path. Without the demands of a relationship, you can explore your passions fully. Think of a traveler with no set itinerary, free to wander where inspiration leads. Singleness allows you to focus on mindfulness practices, heal past wounds, and envision a life of prosperity that aligns with your unique purpose. Consider the power of self-reliance that singleness fosters. When you are alone, you are your own anchor, learning to navigate life's challenges with grace. Buddhism emphasizes self-awareness and inner strength, qualities that flourish when you embrace solitude. This journey isn't lonely, it's liberating, like climbing a mountain and finding a panoramic view of possibilities. Singleness also opens the door to intentional connections. Without the pressures of romantic relationships, you can form bonds rooted in shared purpose and mutual growth. Think of friendships that inspire you or mentors who guide your path. These relationships often become more fulfilling than any fleeting romance as they align with your spiritual journey. Of course, this path isn't without its challenges. Society often equates singleness with incompleteness, but the spiritually chosen know better. They see it as a phase of abundance, where they can focus on what truly matters. It's not about rejecting love, but about prioritizing alignment with a higher purpose. Imagine a monk choosing simplicity to achieve enlightenment. Their choice speaks volumes. Embracing singleness isn't about isolating yourself, it's about stepping into a season of growth. It's a chance to rewrite your story, one mindful decision at a time. As you walk this path, you'll notice something remarkable. Your light shines brighter, inspiring others to reconsider what it means to live a fulfilling life. What happens when this light becomes a beacon? The answer lies in redefining fulfillment. Fulfillment is often painted as a picture-perfect life complete with a partner, a house, and a steady career. But spiritually chosen individuals know that true fulfillment doesn't come from checking societal boxes. It's about finding peace in your heart and aligning with your soul's purpose. Imagine waking up every day with clarity, unshaken by external expectations. That's the power of spiritual alignment. When you redefine fulfillment, you move from seeking validation to cultivating inner peace. Think of someone who spends hours chasing likes on social media, only to feel empty at the end of the day. Now contrast that with the joy of meditating under the stars, feeling connected to something greater. Fulfillment isn't external, it's an inside job. This shift in perspective often starts small, like learning to appreciate the present moment. Instead of chasing wealth in its material form, consider abundance as a state of mind. Buddha taught that contentment is the greatest wealth. By embracing gratitude and mindfulness, you realize that prosperity isn't about possessions, it's about peace. Practical examples help bring this concept to life. Take journaling, for instance. Writing down 3 things you are grateful for each day can transform your mindset. Or consider volunteering. Giving your time to others not only fosters community, but also fills your spirit with purpose. These acts may seem simple, but their impact on your fulfillment is profound. Redefining fulfillment also means embracing imperfections. Life isn't about perfection, it's about growth. Think of a potter shaping clay. It's the flaws that make each piece unique and beautiful. Similarly, Your journey towards spiritual prosperity doesn't have to be flawless. Each stumble is a step closer to discovering your purpose. Relationships often highlight this need for redefinition. Many believe fulfillment comes from finding the one, but what if the one you are searching for is yourself? By nurturing your inner world, you become whole. This wholeness then radiates outward, attracting people and opportunities that align with your higher purpose. Ultimately, fulfillment is a journey, not a destination. It's a daily practice of choosing alignment over approval, peace over pressure. And as you redefine what it means to live a prosperous life, you'll notice a profound shift. The search for meaning becomes a dance of joy, with each step bringing you closer to your spiritual truth. But where does this journey find its roots? The answer lies in ancient philosophical foundations. Ancient teachings offer a treasure trove of wisdom for those seeking a deeper purpose. Across cultures, philosophies have emphasized the beauty of solitude and the power of introspection. Buddhism, for instance, teaches that detachment from external distractions clears the path to enlightenment. Imagine living a life where your mind is as calm as a still lake, reflecting only clarity and truth. The idea of singleness as a path to spiritual growth isn't new, it's timeless. Think about the hermits of ancient India who retreated to the mountains, or the Buddhist monks who devoted their lives to meditation. They weren't escaping life. They were immersing themselves in its essence. Their solitude wasn't loneliness, it was freedom. A key tenet of many philosophical traditions is the idea that fulfillment comes from within. Take the Stoics, for example, who believed that external circumstances could never define true happiness. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and philosopher, often meditated on finding peace through self-awareness. His writings remind us that prosperity is cultivated in the mind before it manifests in the world. Buddhism, too, lays a profound foundation for embracing singleness as a path to purpose. The Buddha's journey began with a radical choice, leaving behind his royal life to seek truth. His story teaches us that sometimes stepping away from the familiar is the only way to uncover life's deeper meanings. It's a reminder that abundance starts with letting go of what no longer serves you. Philosophical traditions also emphasize mindfulness as the cornerstone of spiritual prosperity. In modern terms, this could mean carving out moments in your day to sit in stillness, breathe deeply, and reconnect with your inner self. These small but intentional acts create a ripple effect, shifting your perspective from lack to abundance, from noise to peace. The philosophical lens also reframes relationships. Instead of viewing them as necessities, they become choices. Think of Rumi, the Persian poet, whose verses often explore the balance between solitude and connection. He saw relationships not as destinations but as mirrors, reflecting our inner growth. His words inspire us to see singleness as an opportunity to deepen our understanding of love, starting with self-love. Ultimately, these ancient teachings serve as a guide for navigating modern life. They remind us that the external world, its demands, its expectations is fleeting. What remains is the inner world, where true wealth resides. And as we draw from these philosophies, we begin to see singleness not as a limitation, but as an invitation to live with purpose. This realization leads us to reflect on figures who embody these ideals, like Buddha himself. History is rich with individuals who embraced singleness as a path to spiritual fulfillment. Take the Buddha, who left behind a life of royalty, privilege, and familial ties to seek enlightenment. His journey wasn't one of abandonment, but of profound purpose. By stepping away, he stepped toward the greater good, inspiring millions to pursue mindfulness, peace, and prosperity within. Another example is Mother Teresa, whose life exemplified selfless service. She chose a life of singleness, not as a rejection of love, but as an expression of universal compassion. Her work with the poor and sick radiated abundance of care, generosity, and unwavering faith in humanity's capacity for kindness. Leonardo da Vinci is a prime example of how solitude can fuel creativity and brilliance. Unencumbered by the demands of a traditional life, he devoted his energy to art, science, and innovation. His singleness wasn't a void. It was a canvas for exploring his boundless curiosity. His legacy reminds us that true wealth often lies in the gifts we share with the world. Similarly, the life of Mahatma Gandhi shows how singleness can amplify one's impact. By remaining unattached, he channeled his energy into leading a movement that changed the course of history. His commitment to nonviolence and truth reflected the Buddhist principle of aligning one's actions with a higher purpose. Gandhi's life reminds us that freedom, both personal and societal, starts within. Historical figures like Emily Dickinson also reveal the spiritual power of solitude. Though she lived a reclusive life, her poetry explored profound themes of love, death, and immortality. Her singleness allowed her to delve deeply into the mysteries of existence, leaving behind a legacy that continues to inspire seekers of truth and beauty. Even in ancient philosophy, we see figures like Diogenes, the Greek cynic, who chose a minimalist lifestyle free from societal norms. His detachment from material wealth and relationships wasn't about deprivation, but about finding richness in simplicity. His life challenges us to rethink what prosperity truly means and to consider the freedom that comes from letting go. These historical examples aren't just stories, they're reminders of what's possible when you align with your purpose. Each of these individuals transformed their singleness into a source of strength, creativity, and spiritual growth. Their lives challenge us to see singleness not as a limitation, but as a powerful tool for self-discovery and impact. What does this freedom look like in practice? That's where we explore next. Singleness offers a unique freedom that's often overlooked. Without the responsibilities of a relationship, you can direct your energy inward, focusing on healing, growth, and self-discovery. It's like stepping into a vast, open space where you set the pace and path of your journey. This freedom isn't about isolation. It's about liberation, the kind that allows you to embrace mindfulness and align with your purpose. Imagine the time and mental space you gain when you are not juggling the complexities of a romantic partnership. You can dive into practices that nurture your spirit, like meditation, yoga, or journaling. Picture someone spending an hour each morning in silence, reflecting on their intentions and dreams. That hour becomes a daily investment in clarity and abundance, a ritual that transforms their perspective on life. Freedom in singleness also means breaking free from societal pressures. Think of how often people feel rushed to meet milestones like marriage or settling down. But what if your timeline doesn't match society's expectations? Embracing singleness allows you to chart your own course, focusing on what truly matters to you rather than ticking off someone else's checklist. Practical opportunities abound when you are single. Want to travel to a remote monastery to explore Buddhism or study meditation in the Himalayas? There's no need to compromise with another person's schedule or preferences. Singleness makes it easier to pursue adventures that deepen your understanding of spirituality and prosperity. These experiences enrich your life in ways that material wealth never could. Emotional freedom is another profound benefit. Without the emotional complexities of a relationship, you can focus on healing old wounds and breaking cycles that no longer serve you. It's like decluttering a house, removing what doesn't belong so you can create space for what truly brings you joy. This emotional clarity opens the door to lasting inner peace and spiritual growth. Singleness also provides freedom to redefine your identity. In relationships, people sometimes lose themselves trying to meet their partner's expectations. But when you are single, you have the opportunity to reconnect with your authentic self. This journey of self-discovery can lead to a deeper sense of self-worth and an unshakable confidence in your unique purpose. Ultimately, singleness is a season of unlimited potential. It's a time to rewrite the narrative, to see freedom not as something you lack, but as something you've gained. And as you embrace this freedom, you'll notice an extraordinary shift. You are not just living, you are thriving. But this path isn't always easy, especially with cultural pressures looming. How do we navigate those? That's where the next step in our journey leads. Society often paints a picture of fulfillment tied to relationships, finding the one, building a family, and following a conventional path. But for spiritually chosen individuals, this narrative can feel misaligned. The tension between cultural expectations and inner truth is real. How do you honor your spiritual journey when it seems to go against the grain of what's expected? Cultural pressure can be subtle, like relatives asking when you'll settle down, or overt, like movies glorifying romantic love as the ultimate goal. These messages can create self-doubt. But what if you paused and asked yourself, whose life am I living, mine or someone else's? Recognizing this disconnect is the first step to aligning your spiritual purpose. Inner truth, on the other hand, feels like coming home. It's that quiet voice inside you saying, this path feels right. For someone devoted to spirituality, inner truth often leads to choices that prioritize mindfulness, self-discovery, and peace over external validation. It's about redefining what success and prosperity look like on your terms, not society's. Navigating cultural pressure requires courage and mindfulness. For instance, instead of getting defensive when questioned about your choices, try responding with calm confidence. You could say, I am focusing on what fulfills me right now. This not only sets boundaries, but also shifts the conversation toward understanding rather than judgment. Practical strategies can help you stay true to your path. Journaling about your values and goals creates clarity. Surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who support your journey can also make a world of difference. Consider joining spiritual communities where singleness is seen not as a flaw, but as an opportunity for growth. Historical figures offer inspiration for navigating this dynamic. Buddha, for example, stepped away from societal expectations as a prince to embrace his higher calling. His life is a testament to the power of choosing inner truth over external pressures. Similarly, figures like Rumi remind us that the deepest love comes from within, a love rooted in connection with the divine. Ultimately, the choice to honor your inner truth over cultural pressure leads to freedom and authenticity. It's a journey of courage, choosing to live in alignment with your higher purpose, even when the world tries to pull you in another direction. And as you walk this path, you'll find that singleness isn't just a state of being, it's an inspiration to others. But how does singleness serve as a beacon of light for others? That's what we'll explore next. When someone fully embraces singleness as a path of spiritual growth, it becomes a powerful source of inspiration for others. Think about it. In a world obsessed with relationships, seeing someone thrive independently is a radical act of self-empowerment. It's like holding a torch that lights the way for those searching for meaning beyond societal norms. People often admire those who are unapologetically themselves. Imagine a friend who radiates peace, purpose, and confidence without relying on a partner. Their energy is magnetic, isn't it? That's because they've tapped into their inner abundance, showing others that joy and fulfillment come from within, not from external validation. Singleness also inspires by breaking stereotypes. It challenges the idea that prosperity and happiness are tied to a romantic partner. Consider public figures who've lived remarkable single lives. Oprah Winfrey, for instance, often speaks about creating her own definition of success and fulfillment. Her journey reminds us that wealth and spirituality can flourish hand in hand when we align with our purpose. Sharing your journey as a single person can uplift those around you. When you openly talk about your spiritual practices, personal growth, and the freedom you've found, others begin to see singleness in a new light. For instance, sharing a daily gratitude practice or a transformative book you've read can inspire others to focus on their inner well-being. Even subtle acts, like prioritizing self-care or pursuing your passions, can ripple out as inspiration. Picture someone dedicating their weekends to volunteering or learning a new skill instead of conforming to societal pressures. These choices highlight how singleness opens doors to meaningful experiences, redefining what wealth and prosperity truly mean. Spirituality plays a central role in this inspiration. Buddhism, for example, teaches that living mindfully creates harmony within ourselves and with the world around us. When someone embodies this wisdom, their life becomes a testament to the power of inner peace and purpose. They inspire others to look inward and discover their own path to fulfillment. By embracing singleness, you create a blueprint for others to follow. It's not about convincing anyone to abandon relationships, but showing that true wealth lies in authenticity and alignment with your higher self. As others witness your journey, they may feel encouraged to explore their own inner truth. And whether single or not, aligning with one's purpose is the ultimate goal a concept we'll explore further. Aligning with your purpose is the ultimate key to a life of fulfillment, whether you are single or in a relationship. It's about tuning into your inner wisdom and letting it guide you toward decisions that resonate with your higher self. When you are in alignment, life feels intentional, vibrant, and deeply rewarding, like walking a path illuminated by your own light. Purpose isn't something you find outside yourself, it's something you uncover within. For example, many people discover their purpose through practices like meditation or journaling. These moments of stillness allow you to hear the whispers of your soul. Imagine sitting in quiet reflection and realizing that your passion for art, teaching, or healing could be your way of contributing to the world. Being single can be a powerful time to explore this alignment. Without the distractions of a relationship, you have more time and space to focus on self-discovery. Perhaps you feel drawn to studying spirituality, traveling to sacred sites, or starting a creative project. Each step you take toward your purpose strengthens your connection to your authentic self. Relationships, when aligned with purpose, can also enhance your journey. Think of a partnership where both individuals encourage each other's growth and spiritual alignment. It's not about dependency, but about two aligned souls walking their paths side by side. Whether single or partnered, the goal remains the same: to live in harmony with your truth. Purpose often evolves as you grow. Maybe your initial calling was to achieve financial wealth, but as you progress, you realize it's about sharing abundance with others. This shift aligns beautifully with Buddhist teachings, which emphasize generosity and mindfulness as paths to prosperity. Living with purpose means staying open to these changes and embracing them with courage. Aligning with purpose also requires letting go of fear and societal expectations. Picture someone who leaves a high-paying corporate job to pursue their dream of opening a wellness center. While the world may question their choice, they feel an inner peace knowing they're living authentically. That peace is priceless. It's the wealth of a soul in alignment. Ultimately, aligning with purpose is a journey, not a destination. It's a practice of staying true to your values, listening to your inner voice, and making choices that reflect your highest self. Whether single or in a relationship, the key is to walk your path with courage and mindfulness. And as you do, you'll notice that life doesn't just happen to you, it happens for you, unfolding in ways that are richer, more abundant, and spiritually fulfilling. Now that you've explored the profound truth behind why spiritually chosen individuals embrace singleness, it's time to reflect. How does this apply to your own life? Are you ready to release the societal pressure to conform and instead walk a path aligned with your deepest purpose? Singleness is not a void to be filled, but a space for transformation, a sanctuary for inner growth. The wisdom of Buddhism and the examples set by enlightened individuals remind us that true wealth comes from within. By focusing on your spiritual journey, you create a life of peace, abundance, and fulfillment that far exceeds the temporary joys of external validation. What is one step you can take today to honor your inner truth? Perhaps it's carving out time for meditation, embracing the freedom to pursue your passions, or simply acknowledging that your purpose is far greater than any relationship could define. If you are ready to dive deeper into your spiritual journey and unlock the abundance that awaits, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Activate notifications so you never miss another insight into living a life aligned with your higher purpose. Together, we can continue exploring how to create a life that resonates with the deepest parts of your soul.